So why is the cathedral named after St Patrick?
I think because it's, Parramatta settled as the second settlement once Sydney was established in 1788, and a lot of the convicts who were here were Irish. So the first church that was built here in Parramatta, and there's been 4 churches since then, was named after St Patrick because of the Irish connection.
Okay. How does this cathedral continue the work of St Patrick?
Well, in many ways, St Patrick was a very, very missionary saint. He began in the 4th century in Ireland and moved out to bring Christianity to England, especially.
Yeah.
And a lot of the orders that came out to Australia in the early days, the Christian Brothers, Patricia Brothers, the Bridgetines, all had an Irish foundation. They're all founded there, and St Patrick's here is very much a missionary cathedral. Because it's a cathedral, it's the mother church of the diocese. So we get quite a number of people here who are not parishioners. So they will then go back to their parishes and so forth, and hopefully in some way be formed by what happens here.
Yeah. So how does the work of St Patrick impact you as a local missionary?
In terms of its challenge, the fact that being missionary means that you can't be sort of selective in terms of who to form and who to be a missionary to. So it's whoever comes to the church, and pretty much what Pope Francis is saying at the moment, that the church doors not only literally have to be open, but they have to be open with regard to relationships as well. So that anyone who comes has to feel that sense of welcome, and that's all part of the whole mission. The missionary thing isn't so much going out and informing people and telling them about Christianity and saying you have to be Christian, but it's inviting them into a relationship with Jesus, and that can only happen if there's a welcoming, hospitable atmosphere within the parish.
So why do you carry on the mission of St Patrick?
I suppose basically because it's a tradition that's been handed on to me. I mean, I was educated by the Patricia Brothers, who were Irish, and quite a number of the teachers were Irish. A bit difficult to understand some of them, literally. But they was very, very enthusiastic about passing on the faith, and they did it in a way that you didn't realise it, just simply by their relationship with the students and so forth. So it's something that's been pretty much given to me, that sense that to be a good missionary you have to be a good friend and a good and have to establish relationships before you can do the work of missionary.
So what message does St Patrick Cathedral spread throughout this community?
One, that we're certainly part of a diocese, that of all the 50 or so parishes within the diocese, that we all should be working together. Pretty much as a whole, and especially since Archbishop Anthony has left us that his legacy in terms of the Faith in Our Future document, that we all sort of work towards establishing the principles, the 5 goals in that document.
Okay. Last question. So what is something that St Patrick has done that makes you want to carry out his legacy?
St Patrick as a saint, or St Patrick as a person. That sense that he went out in the midst of quite an amount of difficulty. He was a slave in England, then he escaped to France, and then he went back again. And he knew that if he'd go back again, it would mean a lot of trouble. So in the midst of all that adversity, in the midst of all that hardship, he still decided to see that bringing the gospel to people was essential. And to me, that's given me that resolve that no matter what the situation, no matter how difficult it is at times, that it's essential to bring the gospel out to people.
Alright, is that
what about as a saint? What has he done as a saint?
For me personally, just that sense of the centrality of bringing the gospel to people.
Okay. So would you say bringing the gospel to people is kind of what you aim to do?
Yes, and it's not so much presenting people with the written gospel, but the gospel in terms of its relationship with Jesus. to form that relationship with Jesus before, so as the words of the gospel then become something that can influence their lives.
So has the gospel influenced your life?
Pretty much so, yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be here doing this particular mission anyway. And certainly not as a priest of